Good morning, folks. Welcome aboard another day building EV. I am going to start by tidying that lot. In fact, I will end up with most of it either down there or over behind me, because then I will be able to start making the first bulkhead wall, which will be the bathroom to bedroom one, I think. I'll do it before and after. Right then, well, now that lot is tidied up, then I should be able to measure from the back wall and forward and stuff. I know I've done that yellow line before, but I'm just inclined to recheck my work. I realise I forgot to ask what you guys think of the commentary over the top of the fast forward stuff. Let me know, because if everybody hates it, then I'll go back to doing the music, but if people like it, then we'll carry on. So there we go. I'll get on with putting this wall in. So naturally, the first thing I did was realise that I hadn't actually finished the tidying before doing the intro. But I tried measuring again and again to the back wall, and in essence, I gave up and decided that I trusted the yellow line that I'd spent a long time putting in before I'd put the back walls in. But rechecking against the shower tray when actually push comes to shove, which is now, I guess, I was very cautious, and honestly, I've cut out some of this, but there's still plenty of me checking, double checking, triple checking. So having decided to go with the yellow line, then it was just a question of measuring the standoff that I'd just drawn from having the shower tray in place, measuring that consistently across all the way, and giving myself a thin line to work to. I found my pencil that I'd lost. I'm not sure whether I mentioned that. Obviously, I got the computer out to triple check before actually putting the wall in where it was expected to be and stuff. And obviously, I needed to work out how long the bulkhead was going to be. And then I realised that meant I needed to work out how long the frame was as well. But while I was doing this, and I realised it was getting a bit dark, and so ahead of time, then I thought I would add some light to the situation, and that was not actually overly hard, just figuring out which circuit was going to be live and making sure that I hadn't left any wires dangling close to each other to short circuit themselves as previously. This made life a little bit easier, and so I was able to get on with it and measure up, hooked up the hoover to the chop saw, and put a couple of blocks under the end that was going to be left hanging, and then fitted that one down to the floor. So I guess that decision is made, if you see what I mean. But I double checked it again, and that was all exactly where it should be. In fact, I think I might have even given myself another 1/4 of an inch or so, 6mm. I realised that you couldn't see what I was doing from where you were, so I moved things over and giving myself more measuring up for the first side piece of the bulkhead frame, and that just screwed in without too much problem. But as you can see, I'm checking one side and the other with the framing square, getting it as good as I can. I'm really not sure how to end up making sure that these things are vertical. I think I'll probably just end up using some larger pieces of wood. If anybody has any brilliant ideas, then do let me know, because I will be coming back to this. But that's where that day ended. And then this is a couple of days later. This is actually after you've seen me waxing the walls over at the workshop. This is Amber kindly helping me out, unloading them and loading them onto Evie. So thanks very much for your help, Amber. Absolutely marvellous of you to stand in for Brad, the wounded soldier. And here are the large sheets. These are the ones that I haven't cut at all. And then the kitchen coming on board. Just trying to sort of put it in the right order. But I didn't try and do anything else that night. I was quite tired. Morning, folks. Welcome aboard another day building Evie. Goodness, I forgot to tell you that we moved. Well, me and Tilly and Evie. So we are now in a different spot in the marina. Got some electricity over here, which is useful. And anyway, so it's been helpful. Hi, unloading things or loading things onto Evie past couple of days. And so now we have the kitchen on board, and further down the walls are on board as well. So I'm going to be figuring out where the kitchen goes, how long it goes, and that then locates the kitchen to bathroom bulkhead wall. So that's what I shall be doing now. Initially, then I was trying to give myself some sort of idea of what vertical was from the edge of the window and seeing whether I could achieve my previous aim. This layout is as it is sort of planned-ish. So currently there's a small gap there because I shortened the kitchen by 100mm when I was making it, just for reasons of change of design. Anyway, sink goes there, dishwasher and freezer there, and the fridge is over here. So I've got currently I can make that door as big as I want. And then the incinerating toilet is on the side there. That's approximately, the blue line on the box is approximately where it is. Composting toilet on the left, and the basin. If I were to go for the red line, then that's the bigger basin. Currently, it's looking like that would be a bit tight. And then coming through here and into the bedroom, which all works. But there's a bit of me that just says it's a bit tight. So I think I'm going to move everything by the 4 inches or whatever it is. I'm going to give up on having the ability to stick a 600 unit on top of there, or the other side for that matter. I'm just going to bring this down, close that gap. Actually, I'll slightly overlap because there's no point in not. And so that's what I'm going to do. Give myself just another couple of inches in the bathroom, and that'll be that. Partly this has been caused, or the slight crunch has been caused by this wall having to come marginally further forward to accommodate the waste of the shower, which just goes to show that as much as you can plan as much as you want, and you don't accommodate everything. One thing that I have checked is I still have enough space to bring the shower screen up, and it will not impinge the window. So that'll be okay. So onward, having made the plan, and then plans change. I realised that I forgot to record me cutting the initial base plate, I guess we call it, for this wall, but it's in place, and I just screwed it down, and then just checking the other end, see how much overlap I actually had, which is not too much, just about 19mm, which is about what I wanted. And then I was trying to figure out what I needed to do with the upper wall, or the frame on that goes against the upper wall. I realised that you couldn't see from where you were particularly well. And then after having cut this one, then I realised again that I'd misplaced the camera and you really couldn't see what I was doing. So I've cut chunks of it out, but you get the idea. At this point, then I'm trying to figure out how best to make a shallow cut. And the way I decided to do it was with a circular saw, doing one depth, and then a bit more depth, and then a bit more depth, because that way you've got a far greater chance of actually getting the cut to the blade to run straight, as opposed to it being pushed off by the wood as you cut into it at a shallow angle. So anyway, broadly speaking, that's what I did. I repeated it 3 times to make 3 of these, but as I say, I've cut them out because I misplaced the camera. This is me just making the other 2. Position or support the piece of wood that you're cutting so that it doesn't chafe against the blade. Well, that's it for now. I'm not actually going to end up building the bulkheads at this point because it makes them, well, it just makes difficult to move things through the boat. That said, that bulkhead there, it obviously doesn't run the entire way across. I've only done that for ease of locating both sides in exactly the same place, and hopefully getting the wall straight. I, I don't know whether things will be straight or not by the time that I'm done, but for instance, that vertical over there is perfect on when I measure it on one side against the floor, and on the other side, then it's out by a fair margin. But anyway, as I say, I don't actually need to build the bulkheads at this point, but I did need to locate them, and putting the floor, putting the bottom pieces in has located them. So that's what I needed. Take care.